In this video, I've put some practice questions and auto and shop information for you to prepare for the ASVAB test. A stick welder melts metal with the heat from a fuel burning torch, an electric current, applied pressure, or electromagnetic forces. The answer here is from an electric current. So a stick welder is used in electric arc welding, and this is a process that uses an electric current to form an arc between the machine's electrode and the metals to be joined. The heat from the current melts both the electrode and the base metals. Which of the following is true of a powered mitre saw? The blade is embedded in a table. It is vital to use a coolant to make a cut. One slides the material towards the blade, or the blade is circular. So what is a mitre saw? A mitre saw is a powered saw with a circular blade that sits on top of a table or bench, and it is best for making quick, accurate cross cuts. So the answer here is the blade is circular. Power to run a car's CD player comes from the battery, ignition, engine, or motor. The answer here is battery. A car battery powers most of all of the car's accessories. A wrench is used to apply what to a fastener? Spring, torque, inertia, or tension? The answer here is torque. Wrenches are mechanical tools that use leverage to apply torque or twisting force to a fastener, such as a nut or bolt. The leverage is created by the length of the wrench handle, which acts as a lever to amplify the force applied to the fastener. The longer the wrench handle, the more leverage it provides, and the more torque can be applied to the fastener. Engine oil viscosity can best be described as kinetic energy. That should be kinetic energy, heat resistance, adherence to flow, or resistance to flow. The answer here is resistance to flow. Engine oil viscosity can be thought of as its thickness or resistance to flow. The viscosity must be high enough to maintain a lubricating film, but low enough that it can circulate under all conditions. A number indicates the viscosity of the oil. A knot ensures that which fastener is held in place: screw, bolt, nail, or rivet. The answer here is bolt. A bolt is similar to a screw in that they are both threaded fasteners. A bolt, however, typically has a hexagonal or square head and is held in place by a knot. An engine's job is to convert fuel into torque, heat, exhaust, or potential energy. The answer here is torque. An internal combustion engine is a heat engine in that it converts energy from the heat of burning gasoline into mechanical work or torque. That torque is applied to the wheels to make the car move. Which type of saw is designed to make accurate cross cuts at specific angles? Swing saw, pad saw, rip saw, or miter saw? The answer here is miter saw. The miter saw is used for making accurate cross cuts and miter cuts. A miter saw has a pivoting arm that allows the blade to be angled at different degrees, typically from 45 to 90 degrees. This makes it perfect for making precise cuts, such as those needed for picture frames, crown molding, and other trim work. Which type of handsaw is best for cutting metal? Hex saw, back saw, rip saw, or coping saw? The answer here is hacksaw. A hacksaw would be the best choice for cutting metal. A hacksaw generally has a C-shaped frame that holds the blade tight and vary in the number of teeth per inch. The purpose of a muffler is to reduce noise, convert toxins, funnel exhaust out into the air, or send gas into the catalytic converter. The answer here is reduce noise. The muffler is a soundproofing device that muffles the sounds of the engine and then sends exhaust to the tailpipe. A hammer with a regular striking face and on the opposite face a rounded end is called a claw hammer, drilling hammer, ball peen hammer, or sledge hammer. The answer here is ball peen hammer. A ball peen hammer has one flat striking surface and an opposite rounded surface used for shaping metal and making gaskets. A spindle, sleeve, and thimble are all components of what tool? MIG welding gun, outside micrometer, pop rivet, or stick welder. The answer here is outside micrometer. An outside micrometer is used to measure the diameter of cylindrical objects and can also measure the thickness of a flat object. It is comprised of an anvil, spindle, sleeve, thimble, and ratchet. The 4 strokes of a 4-stroke engine cycle are, in the correct order, intake, exhaust, compression, power, intake, compression, exhaust, power, intake, power, compression, exhaust, or intake, compression, power, exhaust. So in the correct order of a 4-stroke engine cycle is intake, compression, power, and exhaust. So this one here. Intake, compression, power, and exhaust. So during the intake step, the engine receives fuel to burn, then the fuel is compressed, then the fuel is burned, then the exhaust is released. Automatic transmissions transmit engine torque to the transmission via a torque converter, torque shaft, torque case, or torque axle. The answer here is torque converter. The torque converter is a type of fluid coupling that connects the engine to the transmission. What type of joint is shown in the figure? Miter joint, lap joint, overlap joint, or dovetail joint? The answer here is dovetail joint. Dovetail joints are especially strong due to their unique set of triangular shaped sections or tails that correspond to matching sections or the pins.